Hello and welcome to Lancast. It's March, 5th? Something like that. Well, we're 5 days into what's dominating the news cycle, and rightfully so right now, the latest war, the Iran war that the neocons have been gunning for 30 years. Never actually happened, but now it's happened. And, well, it's depressing for America first folks like Josh and I. I mean, we think this is not in our best interests. Actually, I know it's not in our best interests. I have a lot to say about it. Where do I want to start? I mean, and not just the war itself is like really depressing, but seeing the amount of tribalism, like this is exactly the opposite of what Trump campaigned on. And, we already knew the Republican Party was split, but like now we're seeing people who are like, will just like blindly follow along with anything Trump does. And then people who are actually principled on certain issues. And hey, we liked him on what he campaigned and we're sticking to that. We're not just, flip-flopping with him. So it's just frustrating. And, 70 or 80% of the public was not in favor of this by the polls I was seeing. But I don't know, where's the outcry? Like, I guess we don't really have a real representative democracy, as they call it. Yeah, and it's just frustrating. Like, well, people who, I thought were solid conservatives, or some people I didn't really know, but were supposedly, the Republican side is supposed to be a little more skeptical of authority and not go along with like trust the experts. Well, I mean, I've been on social media threads where people were literally saying to me, like, you don't know all the intelligence yet, trust the intelligence. That's basically what they were saying. And like, well, that's stupid. Like the same intelligence that gave us Russiagate and like WMDs in Iraq. I mean, yeah, you trust the CIA and Mossad? Like, that's ridiculous. The last thing I want to say here before I let Josh express his opinion. Well, yeah, man, the left and the right are never going to unite. I hate to say that, but I mean, I've been to like a number of Jimmy Dore shows, and he's always, getting us riled up. Like the left and the right just need to come together, and a lot of other great pundits say that because we do have more in common. Like if we rose up, we could, take control from the oligarchs. But I don't know. This is just kind of like weaken my faith in humanity. Like the left doesn't care about war really either. Like I've had more people like during the outbreak of war under Trump, they're more interested in saying "I told you so," or like, they don't want to work with it. They're, it's more about like where they hate the other side here in terms of parties. They hate Republicans more than they hate war. Basically, that's the impression I'm getting. And lastly, I did say that was my last point, but another point I wanted to make while I'm on a roll is, some people on the left were always skeptical of the America First slogan because they think, we're just a bunch of selfish conservatives and we only care about Americans, and we want to force out illegal immigrants and everything. But my point where I'm going with this is I've observed that almost everyone here, regardless on what side of the aisle you are, everyone's America First who lives here. And what I mean is, like, we care more about what's happening. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but it's human nature. We care more about what's happening to our neighbors. Like, obviously, we want to family comes first. We want to take care of our family, our community, our neighbors. But like, explain to me why, like, we have like student walkouts in my school district, Manheim Township, over, ice shootings, because a couple people died in Indianapolis. So I guess those lives are more important than, all the lives overseas we genocided by proxy, by the funding of Israel, and by this war. Like, why aren't there walkouts about this war? Or like, we don't care about war. Yeah, that's my point also. Like, the left is just as America first, or at least domestic first, as the right. So I just wanted to throw that out there. All right, your turn, Josh.
Yeah, I can't really add too much to what you said. It's all pretty much spot on. We're in a weird situation right now where um people like you, people like me, we have no home politically. We are like
Right.
either we just follow Trump wherever he goes and we agree and we're in the club, or we stand up and be principled about it, and then our own side hates us.
Yep.
But then you can't find common ground on the left because, or on the libertarian side either, by the way. You can't find common ground with them because the libertarians will be the first ones to say, "Oh, I told you so.
Yep.
I told you so. If you vote for Republican, you're going to get war."
Right.
And then on the leftist side, it's, well, we told you this was going to happen. He's a pedophile warmonger.
Right.
So it's just, so people with brain cells, people who like get in deep and dirty and want to stay principled in their principles, we have no political home.
Nope.
We are the ones, sadly, we're the only ones who could unite. The problem is we have no home to go to even start the uniting.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, both sides are so tribalistic, both sides are so
Yep.
wanting to win the next 5 minute battle, and they forget to see what the future has.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm fairly disappointed in what's going on in Iran. Um, I think I think I came into this election I guess 2 years ago now. Um, that there is no way that Trump, after almost getting his head shot off and then almost being shot again at his golf course, I never thought that he would bow down to the very people who probably tried to kill him. Which, and I'm saying the deep state, the deep state.
Right.
I don't think Crooks was a one man show. I think he was part of the deep state. I think it was most likely the deep state that tried to kill Trump. Um, but it seems like he's just doing whatever they want him to do.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like, I wonder, I don't know if you saw when Marjorie Taylor Greene went on Kim Iverson, and she was asking her the same question, and MTG was kind of like, well, I wonder if, like, they have something on Trump that's causing fear, like that maybe the shooting in Butler was to send him a message like, you do our bidding or this will happen to you next time, it won't just graze your ear. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, maybe that could calculate into it. I don't know. Like, who
Well,
knows what kind of blackmail they have on him
well,
besides the Epstein files.
maybe, but it could also just be as simple as who his donors are.
Right.
His number one donor for all three campaigns was the Adelson family.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Miriam's wife, or wait, sorry, Miriam
Yeah.
Adelson's
He's the wife.
husband said,
Yep.
said like his one regret was that he fought for the U.S. Army and not an IDF army. And he was the
Right.
number one donor to his campaign in 2016, 2020, and 24. Miriam donated $250 million to this campaign,
Mm-hmm.
2024, through super PACs. It wasn't directly, but it was through super PACs. And when he was at like a victory party for his donors, Trump said that, "Here, come on up here and say something, Miriam. I know you love Israel
Yep. I remember that.
more, almost, or if not more than you love America. Come up here and say a few words." And like, maybe it's not blackmail, maybe it's just the good old fashioned, I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously more to it. I mean, we can go into the speculation of why the war is happening, but it's definitely. I want to put up on the screen Marco Rubio's words himself. I mean, it's basically Israel's war that we're going along with. So those of you who might have watched the clip or read about it online, Marco Rubio was asked, about the attack, and I mean, basically, I think this post here is paraphrasing it, but yeah, he basically answered that we preemptively attacked them because they were expecting retaliation from Israel's attack. So it's so ridiculous. And
from Israel's preemptive attack.
exactly right. So
Like
this was
you kind of
the
have to add that. You have to add that it was Israel preemptively attacked,
correct.
and then
Yeah,
we preemptively attacked because Iran was going to attack both of us.
exactly right. And I love the way this post puts it. Like, yeah, it's just laying out the logic. Like this is how you're selling the war. Like they're not even trying this time. And I love the way Dave Smith. Yeah, I'll come back to this. This is, I think I shared this before. I mean, this is the divide of the Republican Party, and like, I mean, Team Two is consistent and principled. Team One, like, they'll side with Trump when he's pushing wars. Like some of these guys were never Trumpers before, like Ted Cruz, but I bet he loves Trump now because he's getting his Christian Zionist war.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I'll just go through it. This is my last slide. Yeah, I mean, this is he listened to the neocons and Netanyahu instead of the real MAGA base, and yeah, the real America First people like you and me, and the people in Team Two in that slide I just shared. But anyway, oh yeah, well, I think my point was, yeah, right. Israel's been pushing this war for 30 years,
Yeah.
and I don't care what kind of justifications people are giving it. There's no consistency. Like every argument for this, except for it's Israel's war, can be debunked. I mean, people can talk. What's that?
Oh, go ahead. Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say people can talk about, well, they're celebrating in the streets in Iran, and a lot of people are for this there, and like, well, maybe that's true, but it doesn't make it right. Like, I mean,
Right.
it's just the short. It doesn't mean they have a crystal ball. That some of them might change their mind a few years down the road when there's like a huge power vacuum and it's turned into a failed state like Libya or Iraq. So just because they're happy now doesn't mean they're right about it.
Well, I mean, we were the ones that overthrew Iran 47 years ago.
Right.
I mean, this is our fault. They're even there.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's just like we can't even learn from our own mistakes from the same country.
Right.
But I mean, there's videos, there's video compilations of Netanyahu speaking in front of a joint legislative a joint, what do they call that? The State of the Union address when both chambers come together and sit together. A joint can't remember what
I
it's called.
forgot.
A
Yeah.
joint meeting of Congress. There's compilation of him talking to committees and a joint meeting of the Congress with the Senate and the House. And he says, even back in 1994, that Iran is 3 months away from a nuclear bomb.
Right.
And here's the thing, even if they were, Iran is like within the realm of following the nuclear laws that all countries are governed by. Guess what country isn't? Israel has nuclear bombs. Everyone knows Israel has nuclear bombs, but they are not part of the is it the UN that controls that? The nuclear bomb proliferation agreement?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
No, they don't care. They're above the law.
Yeah, Israel clearly has nukes, but they don't even follow the reportings and all that, because when a country has a nuclear bombs, they have to have certain procedures and certain processes, basically, so that everyone knows that they're doing it safely for the whole world, and
right.
Israel's not even doing that.
No.
So even in 1994, Netanyahu was saying that they were 3 months away from a nuclear bomb. He's the one that went to America after 9/11 and said Iraq had WMDs.
Yep.
And now
that war too. Yep.
Yeah, and guess what? They're actually not done. The 7 countries in however many years.
Right.
We have overthrown all of them now. At least when you're talking about the leadership of all those countries are dead.
Right.
All of them, either dead or they ran away. I think the only one that got away was Syria's, right?
Right. Yeah, he's okay.
He's alive. He's alive.
Right.
Yeah. Now they're like beating war drums against Hungary. Did you know that? Or Turkey? Sorry.
Oh yeah, because don't the Kurds?
The Kurds.
Yeah, aren't they going to?
Well,
Wait, wait, they've been mobilized, right?
the Kurds are mobilizing in Iraq.
Right.
But that's a separate. And by the way,
That is separate.
if anyone thinks that the Kurds are alone and there's not any
Huh.
special forces Americans in there, you're crazy. There's definitely Americans people there. If not CIA, probably Delta Force, probably the SEALs, probably the Green Berets are there too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
They have to
Yep.
be. I mean, it's ridiculous
Yeah.
if you don't think so. Um, but what bothers me about all this is first they said it'd be done in a couple weeks. Now they're saying a couple months. And
Yep.
how long until they say a couple years?
Yeah, exactly. They're they're moving the goalposts constantly. And I mean, the war is supposed to last by Trump's admission alone almost a month now. So it's not going to be one of those. At first I was hoping this would be another Trump style war. Like, to his credit, he's been able to wrap up these conflicts, quickly. The 12-day war. I mean, it shouldn't have happened, but at least he wrapped it up. Same thing when he bombed Soleimani. I talked about the assassination of Soleimani, his first term. At least he kind of damage controlled that, and it wrapped up without an incident. But now it's like, whatever, we're full on war, and it's too late. There's too much already in place. Like, you can't turn back now. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's some hope. Like there was the decapitation strike. Some people were holding out hope that maybe. The problem is they're not going to. The Iranians have learned from their mistakes. They're not going to accept a deal because they know they're just going to get bombed again in another 8 or 9 months. So they're just fighting it through. There's no deal this time. I don't know if Trump even calculated that, but he's an idiot if he didn't.
Well, we can't. We're not very trustworthy anymore.
Exactly.
I mean, this is the second time where we were apparently negotiating, and then Israel went half cock, and we
Yep.
had to go in. Like it's almost like having like what Dave Smith said. If you go to a bar with your friend, and your friend keeps starting bar fights in the bar, you got to stop hanging out with that friend.
Yes. Exactly.
Like last year, we were in the middle of negotiating, and then Israel did a preemptive strike.
Right.
Like
Right.
like right when we were negotiating, and Israel
Yep.
just did it again. Like who is whose boss?
Yeah. Exactly.
If they can't like listen to us, I mean, if we're supposed to be leading the negotiations, why are they going half cock and just doing whatever?
Right.
That's not how it works. If we are the people that keep their country safe, we have the 21 aircraft carriers, total. We're the
Yep.
ones with the B-2 bombers. We're the ones with the bunker busters. We are the ones that have everything. And
Right.
yet they're dictating when we strike and when we don't strike.
Right.
Who's
Why
in
do they
charge
have
of
so much
who?
leverage? Yeah.
Yeah, who's in charge of who? Um, but you can't ask those questions in certain societies, certain conversations in people's homes. It's just it immediately goes to a conversation that isn't very productive.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I've brought up the point, like, on some of those conservative threads we've talked about, but people just they either ignore the point that, that Israel got us into this, or well, they ignore it and then bring up another reason. Why this war is good, and there's always like a different reason. Like, it's not a coherent argument, as Dave Smith says. It's
Yeah.
it's worse than the argument for the Iraq War. At least there were coherent lies. Like WMDs, like, give us something. Like, yeah, 9/11.
Well,
It was all BS. But
who actually truly thinks that just because a bunch of people scream death to America, that actually means they can ever touch us?
right,
I
yeah,
I, I don't understand it. Sure, they could hit our bases in the Middle East. Well, maybe we shouldn't be there in the first place.
exactly,
Maybe we shouldn't be there. It's not exactly our home. It's not exactly where we're from. We're only there to leverage power for one tiny little nation of 9 million people. The only reason
right,
why we have bases all over through the Middle East is the only reason.
yeah,
This little strip of land the size of New Jersey with 9 million people on it in it is the only reason why we have over half of our military bases are in the region.
yeah, and Have you heard of the Yinon Plan? Yinon. It was published in 1982. It details a strategy to fragment and balkanize the Middle East so that Israel could pursue the. I mean, some people call it a conspiracy theory, but the greater Israel, borders would kind of
Hmm.
expand from where was this? The River Jordan. It would.
From the Nile to the Euphrates.
Yeah, right.
So
So
basically, middle Iraq, all the way to Egypt.
basically everything that Mike Huckabee recently admitted would be okay
Yeah,
if Israel
it would
took,
be okay if they took it all, is what he said.
and then he had to walk it back. But yeah, that comment revealed a lot, and it revealed a lot about the kind of support Israel has in this country from people who've bought into the Christian Zionism ideology. And nobody wants to talk about it, but I'm happy to talk about it with anyone. Like, come on to our show. Like, let's debate about
You
Christian
don't even
Zionism.
have, yeah, you don't have to go the spiritual route. Like I said, the Adelson family
Yep.
donated $150 million to Trump, to his super PACs. Now, those super PACs didn't just support Trump; they also supported other people who ran for Senate, who ran for House. That money talks.
Right.
We are in a system right now where our national representatives are all bought and paid for. It's either bought and paid for by
Yep.
influence for Israel, influence for big pharma, influence for big farm, big ag, basically,
Mm-hmm.
um, big tech, big military, the military industrial
Yep.
complex. Our House of Representatives, our Senate, our president, they do not represent us. They talk about us when they're about to be elected, and then I guarantee you, once they're elected, the next year and a half, they are only talking to their donors. Hey,
Yep.
what did you want again? I know you donated that money that pack. Thank you. What was it that you were wanting? Oh, that's right. Yeah, we'll get that done. You know, it's they. The problem with American politics, which leftists are right about this, is the money in politics.
Oh yeah.
I totally agree with them on that. I totally agree that super PACs are not a good thing, but
Right.
also though the left also utilize super PACs. So what do they mean? I don't know.
Oh
They
yeah.
they
Sure.
say super PACs are the problem, but then they also use super PACs as well.
Of course.
But like I had told you this off the air, but I am done voting nationally. I do not see the point. If I vote nationally, it'll be for a third party because both parties are bought and paid for. I'm done. I'm just done. If you think Lloyd Smucker represents you, you are crazy. Okay? If you think Dave McCormick represents you, you are crazy. Okay? They're not there for us. They're there for the special interest. They're there for the oligarchs. They're there for other states to try to get favor from us. And I'm just not going to participate in it.
Well, yeah, it reminds
I'm
me.
done.
Sure, I don't blame you. And I mean, Washington D.C. is a cesspool. It's so corrupt. And Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking about how she could never run for president because people need to wake up to the fact that it is so corrupt. Like
Mhm.
people there, she said, people there they might run on good intentions, but once they're there, they kind of get you and you sell your soul. And
Mhm.
everybody just wants to fit in, and maybe like one or two people like Massey like will buck the trend and actually
Mhm.
stand for principles, but everyone else is just kind of they get she said that you get addicted to the lifestyle and you don't want to ruffle feathers anymore. Once you're in, you get sucked in. And so Kim Iverson had a great comment. She said, "So it's just like high school. It's like one big high school."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yes, it's just like high school." And I mean, that's the reality of it. It's pretty sad. Like, I don't want to be ruled by a bunch of high school kids.
Well, I don't. I refuse to let them rule me. Like they have no legitimacy. If this is taxation with no representation.
Right.
They don't care what we want. We voted for like the people who voted for Trump. I can't name a single thing other than the border being closed down that he has
Right.
fulfilled.
Yeah, I don't think I can either.
And guess what? He was supposed to finish building the wall. I don't think they've even started rebuilding it again.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's just I can't think of a single promise other than that truly has been fulfilled. Like truly,
Yeah.
even Maha, man, with RFK, all the great work he's done,
Hmm.
Trump signs an executive order giving
That's right.
immunity to glyphosate.
Undermined. Yeah. Undermined the Maha movement.
Like, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? Like I just don't. Like I said, people can keep voting all they want for in national elections. I don't see the point.
We did get whole milk back in schools, public schools. Maha did.
Homeschool, homeschool your kids. Your kids would be better
Well,
off.
yeah, I don't
I'm
disagree.
sorry.
That's fine. You can plug the homeschooling.
Uh,
They support
I
that.
look, and I say all this about the national to say this. I I I think if you vote for a national politician, you're giving them legitimacy.
Sure.
I don't think we should give them legitimacy anymore. I just don't think we should give them any legitimacy. We shouldn't talk to them. We shouldn't answer a poll. We should pretend they don't even exist.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is your governor can actually control your life more than a president can. And
Right.
by the way, Tim Walz proved that.
Oh yeah, Tim Walz.
Tim Walz. No, I'm serious. He won. He won. Like he
What?
won against the administration
Oh, you mean
with ICE. With
with
ICE,
ICE?
he
Yeah,
won.
I see what you mean.
He won. At the end of the day, Tim Walz won against the Trump and the administration. It's just a fact.
Well, good
It's
for
not,
him. I guess that's what his constituents wanted, right?
I don't know if that's what I don't think that's what the majority of his constituents wanted. I'm just saying
Yeah, I don't know.
your governor can ruin your day faster than your president can.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know, your state legislator can ban guns quicker, faster, and easier than the federal government can.
Yeah.
Go ask Texas or not Texas, sorry. Go ask California, ask Washington, ask Oregon, ask those gun lovers in those states how quickly your AR-15 can go from fully functional to just a heavy paperweight.
Yeah.
They a state can ban a gun quicker and easier and faster than the federal government can.
Well, yeah, our state is. Are we still a purple state here in Pennsylvania? Or
No, we're. I mean, it's purple. The bigger question is yeah, I don't know. The bigger question is how how easily can we hold the Senate in our state? As long as the Senate
right?
can stay Republican, I
Yeah,
mean, as far as going full out blue, it's not gonna happen.
yeah. That's
Um,
why it's important to get out there and vote for Tom Jones in November.
yes, and that's about the only other person. That's the only person I could really say I would support. I don't. At this point, I'm not voting for Stacey Gertie either. It's just not happening.
Well, I might vote her as a lesser evil. I mean, I don't like her either, but against Josh Shapiro, I don't see how anybody could be worse. But I get it. You're also giving the system legitimacy. So I don't care if you don't want to vote for him, but
Well,
yeah, vote for her.
I just don't see the benefit in getting worked up in it anymore. You know, well,
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think people understand just how deflated some conservatives and Republicans are. Like, of
Right.
course, you have the brainwashed boomer neocons that just are just zombies and oh, we just took out another Middle Eastern country. Ooh. Or you have
Yep.
the the f around and find out, people who
Yep.
think it's just so cool to own people, right? Like,
Right.
oh yeah, we just own someone else. That's great, and all that stuff. Those idiots. But but for the
Yep.
people who really were like focused in 2024 or 2023, focused on like trying to right the ship,
Yes.
we're just devastated. We're just
Absolutely.
we're just devastated. And I think this was our last chance.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do, because if I mean, you don't hear JD Vance saying anything
No, he's not gonna
negative.
right the ship.
He
No.
he's been silent. Okay, even though and even though some of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, apparently um expressed some discomfort in how many ICBMs we used.
Mhm.
Um, no one is really rocking the ship there either. And for people who don't know, ICBM is the intercontinental ballistics
Right.
missiles. We only have a certain number of those.
Oh, yeah. Do
We
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 wanna
we,
do we
we
wanna
only
talk about
have
how many trillions of dollars? Well, maybe it's not in the trillions yet, but how much money we're losing on all the destroyed equipment? I mean, there's
the
minimal there's
bases.
what's
Yeah,
that?
the billions of dollars we spent in
Yeah.
our flagship Fifth Fleet, basically the floating aircraft carrier's base. Yeah, we have the Fifth Fleet station in the Middle East, in the not in the Strait of Hormuz, but in the is that the Red Sea? I'm sorry, or the Persian Gulf. I'm sorry, the Persian Gulf.
Yeah.
Um, that got blown to smithereens, and from the independent media, they've said that all the bases that have been hit are hit harder than what the media is telling us.
I'm sure they are.
So
Yeah.
likely we lost billions of dollars in taxpayer money on all those bases.
Yep.
And then there is no real chance that those countries are going to let us come back.
No, there's
Why
not.
why would we? We didn't retaliate once they struck their sovereign country.
Right.
And by the way, I don't know how much you want to talk about this, but there's been a flurry of videos coming out from rabbis
Hmm.
in Israel saying, wouldn't it be great if while Iran was bombing us or shooting missiles at us, that we just took a missile and hit the mosque on the Temple Mount?
Ugh.
There's videos of rabbis saying that that'd be a good idea
Wow.
to blow up the Temple Mount. And the oh my gosh, what are those buildings called for the mosque? The mosque right next to it.
Yeah. What
And by the way, we're right in the middle of Ramadan right now.
Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, man. This is not good. Not
It's
good.
just, but like, so these people are are hoping for religious war on top of this kinetic war.
Yeah. It's, I guess part of the plan. Greater
Well, oh
Israel.
yeah, well, that's the other thing I was gonna say. You were talking about how we may be influenced by Israel too much on the spiritual side with Christian Zionists. Well, I mean, it's not just the Christians in America
Mhm.
that like want to bring about the end times or whatever. I mean, there's elected leaders that believe in that, and that's like their sole goal, like what Ted Cruz said.
Oh, yeah.
There was also really weird reports that haven't been totally confirmed, but I'll bring them up because I believe it. That
Sure.
there was reports. Did you see this? There was reports of people, military servicemen and women, were reporting that their commanders came out when they started attacking Iran, that they were bringing about the end times.
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, one of our mutual friends on Facebook shared a couple of the stories that the commanding officer came out and said we started attacking Iran, and this is to bring about Armageddon.
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, look how many countries are involved now. Like, I just saw a headline, something like Iran's hit back at like it's in 14 countries. Probably because our bases are all there, but still.
Right. Well, yeah, that's why. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they've also hit the refining facilities in Saudi Arabia, and if you haven't noticed, your guys' gas has got a whole lot more expensive
Yep.
in the last couple days. Okay, like it's one of the largest jumps ever in price. And
Oh,
by the
that's
way,
okay. Yeah.
talking about America first, okay, what was one of the things that Trump hit hardest on the campaign trail? We're going to get gas down to under $3 a gallon.
It's going to
Guess
go the
what?
opposite.
Guess what?
Right.
That just got destroyed. That just
Yeah,
got
exactly.
completely destroyed. Okay, we're gonna start seeing 3.350. We may even go up to $4 a gallon of gas again.
Yep.
All because Israel decided to preemptively strike, which forced us to preemptively strike.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
how's that for America first?
Well, he's going to tell us some BS about how we got to be patient and it'll come down in the long run, and he'll do some fuzzy math with tariffs or something.
Well, you can't even do tariffs anymore.
Right.
We can't even do tariffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
depressing.
it's depressing, man. It's depressing. I really think we all need to hunker down and start more worrying about local.
Yeah.
I
That's
really
really the
do.
only thing we can influence, it looks like.
Yeah. I mean that I really don't. And thankfully, because we're a commonwealth, our local governments have a lot of power.
Yes.
Because there's only 4 commonwealths in America, right?
Yeah, there's a very small number, right?
There's 4 of them.
Might even
4 of them
be
are commonwealths.
less than that. Yeah.
And commonwealths are structured differently when it comes to their power structure. So like see, here's the thing, not very many voters really care to know this. But like in a normal state, you have the governor, your state, and then your local, and then within your local you have, the local sheriff, um you have all that. It's all just
Yeah.
kind of bing bang boom. And in a
Commissioners.
commonwealth,
Yep.
yeah, in a commonwealth you have municipalities. And
Mhm.
your municipalities actually wield quite a bit more power than your county commissioners do.
Hmm.
So like or the sheriff. Like I think even like the local police departments have more power than the county sheriff does in
Okay.
Commonwealth. So you have quite a bit of power you can wield, especially in Pennsylvania at the local level.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's
if good people like you and me and other people we know, if good people take power locally, I mean, you can turn your local politics into like a haven, you know.
yeah. Yeah, maybe this is my call to people in Manheim Township. If you want to run for a committee seat, there's at least one vacant here. I've served four years on the local Republican committee, and I'm ready to move on. But I'm not disdaining the seat. If you're out there and interested, you should get involved.
Why are you done? Why don't you tell the folks why?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things I don't like about the process. I mean, about like the whole endorsement process. I don't love that. It's not for me. I'm not saying some other people might not like it, but I like, for example, like we vote on like what judges, we want to run, and I think it should be a nonpartisan position. And what do I even know about the law? Like, who am I to endorse a judge? So I don't like that process, and I, I don't know. There are a
Why
lot of things I don't like about it. What?
do you feel the uncomfortable peer pressure that the
Yeah,
committee has when it comes to endorsements?
yeah, for sure. There's
That
definitely
was
peer pressure.
uncomfortable. You could
Yep.
feel it. You could feel it. Everyone knows who should win, or who everyone thinks who should get the endorsement. But if you have a different opinion than what the small majority has,
Yep.
boy, do they not like that.
Right.
They just don't like it. And it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. But I mean, I'm not really articulating any of the real reason. Like, I just don't want to dedicate my time to this endeavor anymore. Yeah, and I'm glad there were parts of it that I'm really glad of. Like, what's the most rewarding is standing there at the polls, and I'm in a hostile precinct, I guess, because there's a lot of Democrats here, and some of them look at you with such disdain. But when I see my neighbor who's like a closet, Republican and is afraid to let people know that he voted that way, and they come up to me and they like whisper, "Hey, thank you," then I know I did my job. I was like, I represented that person, like, and I want to tell them, like, you don't have to be ashamed of how you vote. Like, don't let them bully you. That's what it's about. You're being bullied into silence, and I was glad to be a voice there where they don't have to feel that way. Like, I've got your back. So I encourage people, like, if that inspires you, then great, go. Uh, and and I still plan to help out at the polls and door knocking and stuff. When I feel inspired by the candidates. But yeah, I'm ready to do it in an unofficial capacity now.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything else about the Manheim Township superintendent, or is it still under wraps?
It's still under wraps. I don't think anyone
That's
can
so crazy.
find any information.
That's so crazy. How does someone get put on leave and then their house is put up for sale the same week,
Right.
and and the school board can just stay hush hush because they're all Democrats?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, this is a cautionary tale. Don't let your school board go all 9-0 Democrat. And I would say that for like it shouldn't be 9-0 Republican either.
No, it shouldn't be. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
That's the one thing I like about the commissioners in a commonwealth.
yeah,
There's two of the majority and one of the minority party.
right.
Like I actually think that's great.
Yeah, I agree.
I
It
think that's
should be.
great.
Is that written into the
I,
bylaw? Like, does it have to be
I
a
don't
mix?
I don't I think it has to be a mix. I'm not. I mean, we can fact check it quick. I don't know if it has to be a mix, but I know that it often is. Like
Yeah.
here in Perry County, there's two Republicans and one Democrat.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. What
and
I wouldn't give for one Republican on the school board right now.
well, in where I used to live, in Mount Joy Borough, they're getting
Mhm.
a lot of publicity right now because of their agreement with ICE.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, they had Lancaster stands up in Mount Joy Borough. And I was like
Mhm.
ashamed. I was like, why in the world is Mount Joy Barrow all of a sudden becoming a nice, safe place for Lancaster stands up? Like like they need to stay in Lidditz. Like stay in Lidditz where you had the Pride Festival at, you freaks. Like what are you doing in Mount Joy? Like that's just that was an I was annoyed. I was annoyed that Lancaster stands up was in Mount Joy. I was like, come on. Stay in your little Pride Festival Lidditz Springs Park area. Like, what are you doing? Stay in Warwick.
Yeah, see, there's a group that's a good example of it. They're America first also, whether they want to admit it or not, because they're I don't see them protesting war. Actually, some of them did protest the Venezuela bombing, but they didn't really know anything about it. They were just protesting because Trump did it. But now, like,
They
where
shouldn't
there
have
organized protests.
to. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think I pretty much covered everything. I
Okay.
didn't want to.
Um,
Yeah, we can keep it
do you,
pretty short. But what do you want to talk about?
I didn't know if you wanted to share this video, of the Marine who crashed the Senate hearing. Did you
Oh
see that?
yeah, I'd have to pull it up, and Google it.
Yeah,
Y
yeah. Could you tie that into the video?
Hold
Dude,
on.
that thing was gut wrenching. Dude, the dude broke his arm or broke his hand.
War. America does not want to fight this war for Israel. Let's go. Come on, let's go. America does not want to send its sons and daughters to war for Israel. Your inability to name that shows your existence as leaders. This is wrong, and nobody wants to fight for Israel. Reminder to all our Ramadan, please stand up as a Marine and stand up for America.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, it was gut wrenching because I mean the whole place was silent, and he said, his words were, "No one wants to go fight for Israel," and then you have these guys just dragging him, trying to drag him out,
Hmm.
and the whole room is kind of silent. Like no one wants to stand up with him.
Yeah, no one stood up for him. It's sad. Well, that's what Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking about. It's like high school.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
just the one crazy kid, I guess, in the class.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exactly how I feel right now. Like I could go crazy and go scream at the world about how bad I think everything is right now, how bad this is going, and the rest of the world will just pick up their phone, videotape me, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's just uncomfortable. It's just
Yeah.
so uncomfortable because like no one really truly cares. You
Right.
care. You care really bad. Like you really, really care about this issue, and you think it's important and people are dying.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're over here just like, oh, look at that crazy guy over there yelling.
Yeah.
It's just that's how I feel like inside. Like every time
Sure.
I go to a farm that I help service in their chicken barn, and I hear this farmer who is just barely trying to scrape by, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, they're killing the Iranians," and that he says that's a good thing.
Oh,
Just
jeez.
like, and I'm just like, you just like knew, you know.
Yeah.
It's just gut wrenching. What did you think about it? I mean, I thought the dude was courageous, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think that like 50 years from now, maybe that guy will be in a textbook and
Yeah.
might be a flashpoint. Um, but what do you think about it?
Yeah, I know. I think he's a hero. I mean, you guys, I mean, the best veterans are guys like him and Sergeant Dan McKnight who've seen the horrors of war and they want to do something about it. Um,
You mean the 175 people killed in the elementary school?
you mean in Iran? Yeah.
Yeah, no, in Iran,
Yeah. The
You
the
said Iraq.
schoolgirl.
You
Yeah, I'm
said
sorry.
Iraq.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, no, that's gut-wrenching. Yeah, is it how can people, like, sleep at night? Like, is it worth it? Like, was do they really think it's worth it? You know, this is the price of war. I don't think people really think about it.
Yeah. I
So
don't know. After this one, after Iran, I think we should move on to North Korea because you want to see dance in the streets. I mean, them North Koreans, they'll really
Yeah,
dance in the streets if their tubby is killed,
right.
right? I mean, they're not brainwashed. Their whole society isn't brainwashed to think that their leader is God. I
No,
don't think I really don't think people understand just how brainwashed societies are when they're like in a hermit kingdom, or if they're in a
right.
spiritual kingdom where one guy is the supreme leader. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that there's people dancing in the streets. I don't know.
It is hard to believe, but yeah. It's because they showed us the same kind of clips during Iraq, and some of it turned out to not be true. It's
Yeah.
always gonna be exaggerated in favor of the
Yep.
war makers.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah, because the media, the at least the legacy media is not in the business of actually giving you objective news. They're there to protect the establishment, the warmongers.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll stop recording here on that note. It's depressing. There's not a whole lot else to say. And I wonder how many followers we're going to continue to have because I know there were Trump supporters that watched our podcast, but how many of them are left that because we speak illy of the president? But I don't care. Like whatever. It's like Josh has said before. It's not about the money or how many followers we have. Like we're just two guys giving our opinion here, but we think we're right, because we have principles, and it's not about one team or the other, or like hero worship of one dude. So, or
Well said.
for the other side, it's hating the dude is foremost, and they hate the dude more than they hate war itself. So they're going to tell people like us, "I told you so." It's so petty, so
Hey,
petty.
like I said, I've had more libertarians say "I told you so" than Democrats have told me "I told you so." So that's the more annoying thing for me, is that I
Yeah.
have libertarian friends that are rubbing it in my face.
Yeah,
So
I hear you.
yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, y'all, and let's hope for some peace. See ya.
See ya.
If you would like to be a guest on Lancast or contact us for any reason, send an email to lanccastamericafirst@gmail.com. That's Lancast with 2 C's, americafirst@gmail.com. Thank you.